I saw this tweet showing how dominant LA Knight has been with his merch sales. He has 4 out of the top 5 most selling shirts right now. The Yeah movement is very real. LA Knight is a superstar that has been waiting to explode. And then Raj on Twitter had a very interesting hot take. He said, holy shit, this might sound crazy today, but hear me out. Maybe he's the guy to eventually dethrone Roman. And at first, I said that was a wild take. What is this man talking about? I don't know what he's saying, and didn't think too much of it. But then I slept on it, and I slept on it, and I thought some more. And is it really that crazy? Is LA Knight dethroning Roman Reigns a bad idea? It might not be. I know it seems like Cody Rhodes is going to finish his story at WrestleMania, but LA Knight is seriously getting over to the point where he could become the hottest thing in the business, which he might be right now. And right now, Cody Rhodes is a top babyface, but I feel like his momentum is slowly fading away while LA Knight is exploding into a new world. I'm not going to lie, LA Knight winning the Royal Rumble and beating the Tribal Chief could be a good idea. He is only 3 years older than Cody Rhodes. It's not like Cody Rhodes is 30, or whatever. Cody's 38 and LA Knight is about to turn 41. If LA Knight is the biggest star in the company, maybe it would be a wise move to give him such a big win, because I do think his WWE title run afterwards would be great as well. So at first, I thought this was an insane hot take, but now I'm starting to understand where he's coming from. The next hot take comes from Access Gaming, who says Jay does not have the it factor to carry the world title. Look, Jey Uso is probably not going to dethrone Roman Reigns. I knew that the second I saw that he pinned Roman Reigns at Money in the Bank, because if he was going to dethrone Roman Reigns, the WWE would have waited until the SummerSlam match for Roman Reigns to take his first pinfall in years, if he was dropping the belt, like I said, to Jey Uso, but he's not, so it's not happening. But with that being said, if WWE was going to make him champion, I do think that he does have the it factor. Jey Uso is great at telling stories. He can put on main event level matches, and he's got the fans behind his back at every show. I think he's more than capable of being a world champion, and I honestly would have loved for him to beat Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40, but the WWE clearly has different plans. The next hot take says, I actually like the big dog era of Roman Reigns. It surely had some missteps, but otherwise I was all the way for rooting for him even after he was receiving massive boos. It made me want to rise above that. Look, there were plenty of people who liked Roman Reigns at that time, so I'm not going to blame you for liking him. I wasn't one of those people. I thought he was poorly booked. I thought it wasn't interesting stuff. The Roman Reigns we have today is just on a different level compared to that Roman Reigns. I think it took him some time to figure it out, but he figured things out and became the greatest thing in WWE and wrestling today. The next hot take says that Gunther is the best IC champion ever. And this is not a bad hot take, it's a pretty good one. Gunther's IC title reign has been very impressive so far. He's had some amazing matches pretty much anytime he stepped foot in that ring. He's also like 50 days away from beating the Honky Tonk Man's record. I don't know if he's going to break it because I feel like Drew McIntyre is going to beat him, but it doesn't matter. It's one of the longest reigning championship title run that had some of the best matches we've seen that brought back a lot of prestige to that championship. So I do think you can make the argument and say he is one of the greatest IC champions ever, but personally I think to solidify a spot as the best IC champion of all time, I think he's going to need to have more runs with it. All the great IC champions had multiple title runs and Gunther only had one so far. If he moves into the world title picture and doesn't have another IC title run, then I don't think he's the greatest IC champion ever. Sumo Ruler says that The Undertaker wouldn't be anything without the streak, and I gotta completely disagree with this hot take. To be honest with you, the streak wasn't even that important until maybe 2005 when Randy Orton made a big deal of breaking the streak. But before that, The Undertaker's literally winning matches and not really thinking too much about the streak, still having legendary moments and matches throughout the year. And even when the streak became an important piece of WrestleMania, he still had big time feuds throughout the year. So it's not like the streak made Undertaker, it's more like Undertaker made the streak. This man could have no streak, no world championship runs, and still have the same impact that he made in his 30 years of wrestling in the WWE. Cotter says that NXT right now is the best it's been for years, and I will agree. I might even make the argument and say that it's as good as the golden days in 2014 through 2019. And the reason for that is because NXT is creating stars that are ready for the main roster. This is talent that is finally working and clicking, and they're working on their characters, and they are translating well to the casual audiences of Raw and SmackDown. It's not just a WWE indie show, and for that, I'd say that NXT is in great hands right now and might be in the peak of its existence, just maybe. We gotta wait and see. Michael says that SmackDown feels 10 times more important than Raw. This is an interesting hot take. I mean, this is normal considering the fact that SmackDown literally has the hottest story in the business right now with Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, and the rest of the bloodline. This story single-handedly brought back the wrestling business from the dead. That is impressive stuff. With that being said, Raw has a lot of good stuff as well. You got Seth Rollins and the World Heavyweight Championship. You got the Judgment Day, who's been very hot for a while now, and I'm loving the faction, to be honest with you. Then there's Cody Rhodes, who's been dealing with Brock Lesnar, and then Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are doing their thing, having fun. I think it's kind of equal between both Raw and SmackDown if you really think about the quality on both shows. This hot take says that Liv Morgan should dethrone Rhea Ripley, and I completely agree. I think there's so much money to make with Liv Morgan, and a feud with Rhea Ripley going into WrestleMania would be big stuff. And honestly, I want to see someone new win a championship instead of having Charlotte or maybe Becky Lynch. The next hot take says that MJF and Adam Cole are the best thing in wrestling, and I want to say I don't agree, but they do come very close. These two are extremely entertaining, and AEW should definitely not end this partnership anytime soon. They're easily in the top 3 best things going on in wrestling right now. My order would be the Bloodline, then Seth Rollins and his feud with the Judgment Day, and then there's MJF and Adam Cole. So AEW definitely got to keep it going. EC3 says that Cody Rhodes is kind of an afterthought right now, and I just want to say that it does feel like he lost a lot of momentum. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It's something about this Brock Lesnar feud. It's just not clicking for some reason. I don't care too much about the promos. I don't care too much about their matches, and I'm kind of ready to just see it end. I was more intrigued with this feud with Dom at Money in the Bank, to be honest with you. I do believe the Fire will come back in his next feud, but it depends who he goes head to head with. EC3 also challenged me to a no-holds-barred match, and I want to say challenge accepted. You are on, Ethan. The next hot take says that Dom is better than any heel today and honestly deserves the North American Championship, and I think that is true. Dom is really the best heel in the business right now. The crowds absolutely hate this guy. It is amazing to see. I would have liked to see him actually win the Money in the Bank briefcase because everybody would have been so pissed off, but I am happy to see that he's won a belt at least, and I don't want him to drop it anytime soon. I think that I would love to see this guy go through NXT, have some interesting storylines there, and stay on Raw with the Judgment Day. I think Dom is really killing it, and the more he's on TV, the better, because why not? The man's so hated. You might as well have NXT people hate him. You might as well have Raw fans hate him, and everybody hates him, so I don't see a problem with this. So that is a good hot take, but sometimes you take hot takes too far, and this hot take took it too far, saying that Dirty Dom is better than 80s Ric Flair. That is one wild hot take. It's so wild that I wanted to include this response that I saw, which said, and that is why Pllana should stop this series. And that's it for the video, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video.